Hello everybody, my name is Sunny Rabbit. In case you couldn't tell, I really need to make my own sprites for these videos. I wanted to make a video about something I felt I'd forgotten, the families and relationships one. I mentioned it's hard to find examples in the main series of grandparents interacting with grandkids. I still think this, but there's a recent example of this relationship playing out, and that's with Lilyheart. Lilyheart is a daughter of Sorreltail and Brackenfur from their second litter. When she was an apprentice, her sister Seedpaw died trying to recover the ThunderClan's memorial branch. Her mother Sorreltail died in the Great Battle. Finally, her mate Snowbush died after injuries from a mudslide, and her son Larksong died from eating sick prey. Lilyheart has it pretty rough with loved ones. She helped raise Twigbranch and was crushed when her practically adopted daughter went to live with her birth family. Lilyheart isn't a major player in terms of plot. She's a standard female warrior. She's kind, caring, and a hard worker. She's also mentoring her grandson, Flamepaw. Spoilers for the most recent book, River. Her relationship with Flamepaw, or Nightheart as he's now known, is something I found endearing, and it's kind of a shame I missed talking about it in the last video. The first real introduction we have into the relationship is during Flamepaw's warrior assessment. When he's trying to make an impressive move, he gets it wrong, leading to him failing the assessment for the first time. Lilyheart is looking at him with sympathy and disappointment. Well, any mentor would feel bad that their apprentice isn't able to pass their warrior assessment. It's something that doesn't happen often in this series. Some may get delayed, or in Bristlefrost's case, something out of the apprentice's control may inhibit their performance, but outright failing is practically non-existent. During battle training, after failing the assessment, Flamepaw gets frustrated. Clearly it's with himself. He's the only apprentice left in training since Bayshine, Myrtlebloom, and Finchlight all became warriors. Everyone still treats him like a newly made apprentice, or even a kid. When Flamepaw snaps at Lilyheart, she makes a sharp comment that clearly gets to him. It's hard to say that either of them were fully at fault during this whole session. Lilyheart is frustrated that her apprentice didn't pass his assessment, and he's upset that he didn't pass either. There's a lot of tension in the air around them. There's a lot of pressure on Flamepaw specifically to be like Firestar. The issue is that Flamepaw's pelt color is black, not russet or ginger. It makes it weird for Lilyheart to have her grandson to be compared to the late and great Firestar, only to look at Flamepaw and see her son Larksong instead. When Daisy rats on Flamepaw for playing with Spotfur's kits, Lilyheart comes over to talk to him about what happened. Here she seems to be less understanding of the whole situation. The battle training didn't go well, now our apprentice is getting kits to change the Elder's bedding. Sparkpelt steps in to ease the problem at least, and Lilyheart leaves. I think if this conversation played out, Flamepaw would have gotten himself in trouble, and not by his own doing. He has this way of being self-sabotaging when he speaks. You can understand where he's coming from, but it never comes out the way he's intended it. It's time for the second assessment, and even though Bramblestar said he would attend, Squirrelflight goes instead. Squirrelflight is also Flamepaw's grandmother, from Sparkpelt's side. During the second warrior assessment, Flamepaw catches a piece of prey in a really reckless way. He raced a hawk for it. There was a real danger of him being caught by the hawk. Lilyheart is impressed by the courage it took. She's almost instantly ready to pass him. She genuinely seems excited with his performance. Squirrelflight isn't as amused with the display. Begrudgingly, Lilyheart fails her apprentice again. The third and final assessment goes better than expected. If Flamepaw is anything, it's flashy. I think Flamepaw has a tendency to overthink things, letting others' judgments of him cloud his own thoughts. His plan to catch the rabbit works though, and Lilyheart passes her apprentice. This is where the end of their interactions in the books happen. I think they have a pretty good relationship, but it lacks a solid structure to it, if that makes any sense. A lot of what Nightheart is going through has to do with his identity as an individual, rather than being seen as an extension of Firestar. Remember how much time has passed in the books. Lilyheart was a kid when Firestar died, and now she is a grandmother. Nightheart is Firestar's great-grandchild. Actually, looking on the wiki, I just realized Bayshine and Myrtlebloom are Firestar's great-great-grandchildren, but that's beside the point. There's a lot of pressure on Nightheart to be a great cat like his ancestor. Lilyheart doesn't seem to compare him to Firestar. She tells him stories about his father Larksong, but there's nothing about how he's carrying a great cat's blood in his cat veins. I truly believe she wants him to be an individual cat, separate from anyone else. It's just hard when he seems so frustrated with the hand he's been dealt in regards to his ancestry. So this has been more of an analysis on Nightheart rather than Lilyheart, and that's okay. I just wanted to try my hand at more of an analytical reading of warriors rather than just random things I noticed. I hope the relationship between the two gets more fleshed out as the arc goes by, and Lilyheart doesn't just die or something. If there is one thing that sort of sticks out to me for this arc, it's the emphasis on Firestar. There's nothing wrong with it now. Just wondering if they've been doing this whole "you'll be just like Firestar" for everyone who's related to him. We're currently at Firestar's great-great-grandchildren, and is that something they do with all of them? Lionblaze's kits have all grown up mostly off-screen, so it's hard to gauge what exactly is going on there. It might be that there's specific emphasis on Squirrelflight's line in particular, which makes a bit more sense rather than a blanket over everyone. Lionblaze was a part of a prophecy and had magic powers. Maybe his kids just aren't that special. Completely unrelated to the rest of this video, but I have this Warrior Cats chart that I keep having to update because I keep having to go back and see who's related to Cloudtail and Firestar, and every time I go back and have to check the family trees, it keeps getting worse because everyone is either related to Cloudtail or Firestar, and at this point, sometimes both, which is, it's bad. It's really bad.